Are we still on? Are we still there? Okay. Chat with Trina, and I want to thank you for making the choice to click in. As I always say, I do not take your support for granted. Make sure to end this y'all go to youtube.com. That's chat with Trina and subscribe. And remember to click that bell so you'll be reminded when I upload a new video. Today, I am here chatting with the chairman of the board of directors and CEO of the Acres Homes Chamber of Business and Economic Development. That is a long title. Howard, Mr. Warren F. Muhammad. How are you today?
Doing fine.
All right. Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to be using my notes because I can't memorize them. I don't look up age, but I'm of that age. So I can't remember what happened yesterday. But I'm so excited. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. One thing I do like to do in my show when it comes to public service, politicians, chambers, community, I really like to explain to the community because everybody doesn't know. And so, like, what is a chamber? It's gonna be the first question I'm gonna ask you, not yet, but I'm gonna ask you that as well because we don't know. We don't know. I interviewed Chris Hollins. What does the mayor really do? People know there's a mayor, but do they really know what he does? Right. So that's some of the purpose of my show. So besides all my live musicians that I love to have. So thank you so much. I just found this out. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised right here in Acres Home. 4-4,
yeah. You got squirted like my man. Everybody know I love my man. I love my man.
Well, I'll let you tell me what
I you do. I don't know if too many people come out of Acres Home don't have that little sweat.
Right.
I was telling you it's so funny because when I made everybody laugh when I think it was the hurt, whatever COVID. When he then told everybody they had to be home by a third time, I said, that's what more for do. They tell you to go sit down.
I'll give it to you straight.
Sit down somewhere. But anyway, it's so cool when I read your bio. You've done so much. But of course, we have some Houston legends that you definitely have some connections with. Our own Destiny's Child, Latavia and Latoya.
Right.
And rap a lot, rapper. Right. You were the general counsel.
Right.
How was that? How did they even come to play?
That's a whole story.
Did you know, I went to school, we hung out, I went to Willie D.
Yeah.
Scarface. Yes, way
I just talked to Scarface about 3 days ago.
Oh, how's he doing?
He's doing fine.
Good. So, how did that come to play? How did you get into the entertainment side of law? I didn't say that, guys. He is the attorney at law. Wow. Yes.
I actually just had music in my blood from childhood.
Okay.
My parents operated a cafe.
Oh.
What we call the bar.
Okay.
On Carver Road.
Oh. That was the bar? Okay.
Still, we kind of changed it.
My kids graduated from Carver High School.
Yeah. I grew up right down the street from Carver.
Okay.
But they had a cafe, and I can remember as a little child standing next to the jukebox. Kind of had music in my blood. Then when I went to law school, somewhere along the line, I wanted to be an entertainment lawyer. And there was no entertainment lawyers really in Houston. It was a new area for the black lawyers. So everyone in school challenged me, like, how are you going to make a living? Even what is an entertainment lawyer? I said, don't worry, I'm going to figure it out. So I joined a national organization.
Okay.
And I'm indebted to Black Entertainment and Sport Lawyers Association. Okay. Joined it the year that it was founded, right, in 1979. Okay. And there I met seasoned veteran entertainment lawyers that took me under their wing and taught me the craft, and I did a lot of studying. I was every year to the conference, and I just picked it up along the way. And then I hang out in clubs, and every musician I met, I give them a card. So, do you have a lawyer? Of course, they say, no, what is... Well, I need a lawyer for it. We're talking, I'll tell you, Right.
Oh, yeah,
and I started getting involved in it. Okay. And at one point, I represented a group that was signed to me. And I had a couple of occasions to go to do an audit, review, and check. And people would tell me, you don't go over the like, you know, from the phone.
You don't know.
Right, so I go over and do it. And that's where I met Mr. Prince.
Okay, yes. Okay.
And Big Chief.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was still, I was representing some artists at this time. And then later, I actually filed a lawsuit
Not against Jay Prince.
It was not against
Oh,
Jay
okay.
Prince.
So,
It was not against Jay Prince. Little did I know that he was involved with it.
okay.
So I got a call one day. Hey, Warren. You got my money tied up there. And I knew Jay,
Right.
being around and being in the
Yeah.
same environment, you
Yeah.
know. I knew who he was.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, Jay, I had no idea he was even behind the scenes on that. I promise you, we'll work it out. And we got to work it out, you know, amicably. And he came to see that if I gave my word on something, I would stand by it.
Oh, yeah.
And then not long after that, I got a call from Red, his A&R. Anyway, he was this main man, Red said, Mr. Pratt, I can meet with you. So I went and met with him. We started talking about me representing Atlanta doing some things. And then they brought me on board as the council.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Were you excited for that?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity. And quite often, I would work on things, having no idea. Some of the artists, I was doing a lot of licensing deals and contracts.
I thought you said at LLC that you did a lot. You do a lot of that.
LLCs, but I was doing, Red and I would get together. He wanted to do some production deals and licensing and stuff, you know. And I was doing licensing for artists. I had no idea who they were. And I would come home and tell my son, just did a license. Did a license agreement with this guy. He said, Dad, do you know what that is? So it was
funny.
It was a lot.
So you were the cool dad for a minute.
I was cool.
You were the cool dad, yeah. So I'm gonna ask you real quick before we start talking about the chamber. This Chappie O'Shea. You don't have to tell me the whole story, but just give us a little bit about who this person is.
Chappie O'Shea is my maternal grandfather, after whom I was named. My mother named me Warren Fitzgerald after my father, but she had the same breath. She said, I'm gonna call you Chappie after her dad. And so I grew up my whole life, even to this day, my close friends and relatives, they all call me Chappie.
Okay.
But anyway, Chappie O'Shea led a colorful life, to say the least. He was born in Virginia and got married in Virginia and went off to World War I. He was in the Navy. And when he came back, his wife had a child. And it got kind of ugly. And he ended up committing a double homicide.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the connection. Okay, I'm a little slow.
Yeah, and he went to prison, escaped prison, went on the run. His name actually was James Hobson.
Okay.
While he was on the run, he changed his name to Chappie O'Shea. And by the time he landed in Houston, no one knew who he was. He was Chappie O'Shea. And he met a lovely young lady named Amy, who ended up being my grandmother.
Okay.
And they had Gloria and Molly, my aunt, and Gloria's my mother. Lo and behold, one day the authorities found out that he was here and they arrested him. And my grandmother was in shock.
So she didn't know?
No one knew. And they sent him back to prison. But by that time, he had done so much good in the community. And it was like a pillar, a businessman. He opened the first full-service grocery store in Acres Home on West Montgomery. And he had just done so much. They put together a movement to get him out. And after, I think, 4 years, he was released, returned back to Acres Home. Got a full pardon, all of his rights restored, everything. He lived to be in his 70s.
I love that story.
So here's the kicker. I have produced a documentary on his life, the story of Acres Homes, and currently we are up for inclusion at some film festivals. We've been selected by a film festival here in Houston, the Texas Gold Film Festival, which will air in November. So I'll let you know when everybody come out to the festival and see the film. And hopefully sometime next year we'll do a release on it and get a distribution.
Okay. That is very interesting. I've already told him that, y'all. I like Out of Prison fiery. Kind of like to know where, kind of same reason I have this show, like know where people come from.
Yeah.
But what's interesting to me is my master's program, no, my undergrad. I did my project on recidivism, people going to jail, why they can't get out because they come, they do great things. I mean, let them come out, do great things so they can get back into society. So when you say that, it makes me think about how him getting back into society and doing all these great, wonderful things for the community, what it did for him. So, and that's what I always think about when people do go. That if when they get out, help them do that kind of stuff. Help them to be able to get up, become a part of the community because they can do so much good.
Right.
So that's what your story.
It's a story of redemption.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I practiced criminal law for my whole career.
Okay.
And I just had many clients that made some mistakes in life, when there's some time to come out and become very productive in the community.
So as I mentioned that I like to make my show informative for people who may not know. Everybody may go, oh, it's going to change. I'm going to, they don't know what they just come in for the food and for whatever the conversation is, right? What is the chamber? What is that?
Well, the Acres Home Chamber, it's a hybrid. It's a chamber of commerce. It is also an engine for business and economic development. That's why it's got that long name. It's been through several iterations.
Yeah.
One time it was the Citizens Council, and then it Home Center, and then it was changed to its current name, Acres Home Chamber for business and economic development. So the chamber part is a business advocacy.
Okay.
And it's an organization that consists of businesses and organizations. So it's got a broad platform to be a resource and an advocate for the interests of business in the community. So most successful, resilient, and sustainable communities have a strong chamber of commerce. Go out to the Heights, got a strong chamber of commerce. Go out to Paramount, got a strong chamber of commerce. Go up to Tomball, got a strong chamber of commerce. United States Chamber of Commerce was founded in, I think it was 1917, convened by President Taft because they needed an organization that could represent the business interests of America.
Yeah.
And they formed the United States Chamber of Commerce. And that's the leading lobbyist for policy in the United States.
Gosh, okay.
Is the Chamber of Commerce. So I always encourage people to study on what a Chamber of Commerce is, what it does, and come get involved. We're no stronger and no better than the basic membership that we have. But we can be a place of networking, collaboration. Here at the Chamber, we have programs, financial literacy, business formations, how to make your business bankable, how to apply and be prepared for government contracting. We are working on a collaboration with Houston Community College as we speak. And I want to tell all the businesses out there, if you will go to our website or send us an email, we need at least 50 businesses to sign up. And we will have a workshop hosted by Houston Community College on business disaster resiliency, how to prepare your business to survive catastrophe, a virus like the COVID, hurricanes, storms, things of this nature. How to prepare your business to survive through that. We're offering that free at the chamber. We just need your businesses to sign up for it.
So you have to have a minimum of 15.
Right. And we're almost there. We just need a few more. Come on, get on board.
Oh yeah.
And your business is easy. That's big.
Live musicians that have those things as real businesses. Come on, because y'all know what happened during COVID and to protect yourself and your business. Because we don't know what's going to happen.
So that's just a sample of what we do. We have 2,600 square foot event center here in our building. Now, let me say, this is a 6,000 square foot building that is owned by the chamber. We don't lease, we don't pay rent, we own it. We have to upkeep it and maintain it, so we need y'all to come rent that event center. But it's fully, all the amenities are wonderful. We have a fully staffed kitchen, have sound amplification, we have digital video technology. You can do anything from have a repast to hold a concert.
Wow.
Right here at our event center.
It sounds like it's so off topic. I used to work for Taylor Brewers. Worked for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And I had they were turning these into repacks. What are you doing?
Right.
They need a rehab. Well, we opened, I think he had 2 rehabs there.
Yeah.
Multi use. So how are board members elected? Like how are they selected, elected, and are there terms?
There are terms, that's part of our bylaws, and there's a vetting process.
Oh,
It's not a public election,
okay.
but we really try to find people who first come and get involved
Mm-hmm.
and show us that you're interested in the change and interested in the community.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people want to join a board just so they can be
Put
there.
on the resume too.
Yeah. Put on their resume.
Mhm.
So we try to find people that.
And have a passion for community, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. The term. So how long do they get to? Is it forever? Or?
No, it's not. It's not. Come on, we'll tell you.
Okay. So.
No, they are terms.
Okay. What sparked your interest in taking this role on, as far as the chamber is concerned?
Mr. Malonson. I don't know if you know Mr. Malonson.
I do.
Anyone meet Mr. Malonson, you won't forget him. But I've known him since I was a child.
Okay.
And
I wish I could just say half the things that he says and be able to just walk on out. I'm gonna be able to do. I'm gonna be able to do. Okay.
But no, I was around the time that he formed the chamber.
Okay.
And I was one of the early board members.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the board after. You know, on the board, you don't just sit there forever.
Mm-hmm.
You serve your term. Maybe you serve 2 times.
Okay.
You come off, and then later you may come back. So I've been on and off the board over time, and I just watched him work hard to build it. What he was doing resonated with me, being a native of Acres home,
Mm-hmm.
and my whole family tree were business people. So I really never saw people get up and go to work 9 to 5. Everybody had, my grandmother had a restaurant, my grandfather had a grocery store, my mother and father had a business. So business was just part of my life.
DNA, pretty much.
Similar DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So there did come a time when he was ready to retire. He said he'd been at the helm for over 30 years, and he more or less handpicked me.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't like
Because I can't think of just hand over here.
right. And I really didn't have much of an option to say no, you know. So,
Would you say? Yeah.
but I would. It's been a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's had its challenges. Shortly after taking the position, COVID hit, and we were forced to shut down for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so midway last year, we opened the doors again, and we've been working to build it back up and put it in a good direction.
So this is a later on question I'm asking because you're saying this now. What do you need from us as a community? What does the chamber need from us as a community to help you get there?
We need your membership
Mm-hmm.
because that is a source of revenue.
Okay.
The chamber doesn't operate for free. I mean, we have expenses and bills, we have staff we need to pay. So the membership is important as a source of revenue, one. We also need participation, okay? Because we need the energy and the brain power and the vision of the people. A lot of people ask me, what is the chamber doing? You know, sometimes I say, well, what are you doing with the chamber? I'm not the chamber. I'm a servant of the chamber. I have a position to serve the chamber, but the chamber is its membership. So that's what we need. We need your participation, membership, and to come get involved. You know, become aware of the program. If you have a program that you like to offer, we can provide it.
Yeah.
So you can come here. If you got an educational piece that you want to do, you can come here and do it. We can advertise it through our contact list, through our membership, you know, and it'll be a vehicle that you can be successful and make your business known. We have a monthly networking lunch every third Thursday of each month.
And that's been going on forever.
It's been going on forever. And this Thursday, this month on the 21st, we have Victor Lofton Make. Brilliant brother from Africa. He's been here for quite a while. Actually, I think he just retired from the Navy. Over 20 years in the United States Navy, so he's not a foreigner to us.
Right.
You know, but he's been very successful in real estate. Has a number of companies that he's formed. And now he's also speaking about wealth creation, wealth management, wealth preservation. And that's what he's going to be talking about on the 21st. So I'd like for y'all to come out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Another good one. So I know that sometimes you're having them in the evening, which I love because it gives us those of us an opportunity can't get away today and do that. So is that something that's once you do that every so often, or is it a regular thing?
The one we recently had was the launch of it, and it's going to be an ongoing event. We're not doing it this month because we are planning for our gala, our annual banquet, which is in October, and we already had the luncheon scheduled. So we didn't want to cram too much and overburden ourselves. You know, I don't know if Phil was here.
Yeah.
So
why they need y'all?
Right, and we need volunteers. We need volunteers. But once we get past the banquet, we're going to resume. It's going to be at least a monthly.
I actually definitely was excited about that. Let's go ahead and we're talking about it. What is the gala? Let's talk about the gala.
Oh, get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
Buy a table. Buy sponsorship.
If you can't sponsor, get somebody else.
Get somebody else. But no, it's going to be it's going to be right here in on our own premises. We can seat with tables. We can seat up to 200 people. And last year we were at capacity. We expect to be at capacity again this year. We have a wonderful keynote speaker, Mr. Claude Cummings Jr. Mr. Cummings is the international president of the Communication Workers of America. He's the first Black man to hold that position in the history of that union, of that organization. And that's a huge organization of communication workers unions across the country. He's the newly elected international president. He's going to be our guest speaker.
That's going to be good.
Right. It's going to be catered by the celebrity chef, Chef Willie. And you can go on Instagram.
Go find Chef Willie.
And we're going to have some entertainment. It's going to be a wonderful event. And put on your best. Put on your best. Put on your black tie. Dress
on your black dress.
But it's going to be real nice.
Okay. It's not an award show. It's okay.
Well, it's a combination. We can give us some awards. Recognize some community. People that have had impact in the community. And it's also our biggest fundraiser. Like I said, it takes a lot to run this building, run this chamber, to provide these programs that most times they're free to the membership and free to the public. If there's a charge, it's usually something very nominal, but it takes money. So this is our biggest fundraiser, and a portion of the proceeds go to Lone Star College workforce program, where we provide scholarship to people who can actually enroll in the workforce program at Lone Star and learn a trade. On our dime.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I actually used to be the program manager for one of those programs under the day.
Okay.
I worked those for 20 years.
So we started that with our last bank. Full scholarship. And the more money we can raise, the more scholarships we can offer. One of the things we really need in our community is skilled trades. And a lot of people, we've been, kind of programmed to go and try to get a degree. A lot of times that degree doesn't turn out to be all we thought it was, but to be able to fix an air conditioner, fix somebody's plumbing, you can make a good living doing that.
Process technology.
Yeah.
When I was over the program, I was like, I should have went to college. I should have been So I get it. And actually, I'm a proponent for workforce. Yes, I want people to go to college, but it's just not for everybody. It may not be affordable for everybody. So these people can make a good money and raise their families by getting a workforce structure. So that's wonderful.
Well, that's part of what we do. We're giving money to the program to help put people in the place to get an education.
So I remember coming to the chamber to bring my daughter. I was long term college. I would drag my daughter for a long time. That's how she's in love with Mr. Malone as well. She just loved that he just could say things and people respected him so much. And that's something that she remembers too. But what I want to know is, what is your vision to continue to move past, not move past, what I'm trying to say, to continue that legacy, but move forward and add your own, you guys' own thing to it?
Well, one of the things that's important, and I really have thought about this quite a bit, talked with the board about it, and it's on the table. We haven't had a chance to implement it yet, but we really want to form our own financial institution.
Wow.
Because one of the things that is an obstacle to small and startup businesses is access to capital. And when we say access to capital, we usually talking about going to somebody else and asking them for some money. But if we can establish our own in-house financial institution, either in the form of a credit union, Acres Home Credit Union, or a CDFI, that would give us more control over the ability to give loans and make investments in the community rather than constantly having to go and ask other people. I'm a firm believer in doing for ourselves what we should be able to do rather than ask others. Of course, they owe us. They owe us. You can't let them off the hook.
We just gonna do this the meantime.
But at the end of the day, we still have to do for ourselves.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So one of the things that we really want to do, we've started the research on it. Is to be able to form our own.
That would be really awesome. City Chamber is doing some things, y'all. See, I like that. And moving on to doing modern and doing new things, we have these millennials that are doing great things. My daughter reminded me that she's the one that gave us the WWW. She has reminded us that they are the ones that helped us realize that we should be off when we need to be off. Yeah. So what are we doing? What is the chamber doing to bring in young people, millennials, young people in general?
Well, that was one of the things I was really pleased with the evening networking event that we had. Was that it had a lot of young people.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that time maybe.
Yeah, the time is good. A lot of young people on these jobs. Yeah. And they can't take away.
Right.
They got to ask, boss man, can they?
Yeah.
So once they get off, they don't have to ask about it.
Exactly.
So that's one of the purposes of the evening networking is, to attract, and we were pleased that there was a number of young people. We had an event this Saturday, because a lot of young people showed up. So I think part of it is using the technology that's available now. I'm still fumbling around with social media, Instagram, and all that. But we have consultants.
Good. To help with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to Sheba Roy.
Sheba.
She's taking me by the hand, educating me on
patience.
And let me get when you want some brand management marketing. You gotta call
Sheba.
But
we gotta have Sheba on the show, boy.
Yeah. But now using the technology. We have to use the technology.
That's where they're at.
Yeah. So, we're coming along.
Well, I like that they did show because there's so many young people. My daughter has a little small business and she goes to the vendor events. And it just makes my heart flutter when I see so many young people that look like us out here starting their own businesses and doing things like that. So it just makes me happy to see that.
And I'd like to say to what you call the millennials, the young people that are going into business, the number one thing, I believe, the number one resource is knowledge. And that's one of the things that we try to make available here at the chamber is to be a place where you can come and get the knowledge. It's about more than just setting up a DBA or an LLC and thinking you're in business.
Yeah.
You got to get the knowledge of how to plan your business, how to plan your strategy, how to even plan what type of entity you need to be in business as. For some people, it is just fine.
Yeah.
Some people need to be a corporation. Some people need to be an LLC or CD's LLC. There are all kind of iterations.
Right.
Come and get the knowledge on how to plan your business so you can get
that you can. I was going to say that they can get a foot off to a good success. So I like that. I've heard someone say when I can't remember her name. Candace. She told us one time that if you give somebody a business plan, you need to come back more because that means they went through it carefully to make sure your business plan is on point. Do you have anything that you'd like to add to what we've talked about today so far, tonight so
far? You've asked some pretty good questions. I would just like to say Acres Home is a beautiful place to live. And for our young people that's got access to money and starting a family, and you know, you don't have to go out to the lands to find a good place to live. You know, I lived in Pearland myself for a while, but
He said the land. I love it.
but there's really no better place than Acres Home. To build, I mean, you can still find abundant amount of property, build a nice big home, have room to raise your children, they can play and have trees to climb, land to run around.
And Mighty Fine Shoe Store. You know, I still go to Mighty Fine.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And Burns Barbecue.
Right.
Our famous Burns Barbecue. Yeah. I think Acres Homes is wonderful, and I guess I should utilize that.
Yeah.
And now I'll be on Curtis for I live close to the area that can be Acres Homes.
But that's a great place to live. So I say, come out, find you a spot, build a nice big home, and join the chamber. Get involved with the business, set up your business. And I'll just add, I'll close with this.
Yeah.
When I was young growing up, Acres Home was a self-sufficient community. A lot of people don't know it. You heard about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and places like that.
Right.
Acres Home was that kind of place. They had business all over Acres Home. I've told you about some of the businesses in my family was part of it. But you could literally not have to leave Acres Home for anything that you need. It's no longer there, but it needs to return to there. So come out, build your home, open up your business, and let's provide goods and services to each other for each other.
Definitely, because we need to remain here and not run away.
Right.
So, also, I want to make sure that you told us most things. Oh, let me remind you about talk to you about the Juneteenth festival. I'm sorry. I came to the Juneteenth festival, and I had told Miss Sheila when we were talking, and she mentioned the chamber. I want to be on the Juneteenth committee, please. But I didn't come.
Okay. Well, right now you're on the committee.
There. But no, how did that come about? Was it the first one? I couldn't,
It was actually the third.
Okay.
That was one before the pandemic.
Okay.
Some years before. That's the launch did a Juneteenth.
Okay.
It was a different style of Juneteenth. They had a Juneteenth celebration.
Okay.
We actually last year turned it into a festival, like a music.
Yeah.
Music
Yeah.
and art
You have to
festival.
be there.
Yeah, and this year the city was there again because last year was difficult, because of the timing and the short window that we had to go out. So I wanted to bring the city is one of my favorite bands. Yeah, so I wanted to bring. But it's an institution. It's going to be a Juneteenth festival every year. We've got plenty of space. One change I think we're going to make is we're going to have it later in the day because it was hot out there. Yeah.
Thank God for the snow cones. It was snow cones. Yeah, I had a few of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're going to probably do it later in the day.
Yeah.
When the sun, settings will be a little cool.
Okay.
But we're going to always provide some top-notch entertainment.
Definitely.
Have food trucks. Great.
Oh, you had a poet, a woman who did a poem. And the young lady, the woman did a poem about Acres Home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was so good. Yes, I video that she was the poem was awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Norma, you didn't have to call her last name. Okay, yeah, she was really, really good.
Yeah, and she's an Acres Home product.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I think if I make a rap, I'll stop. But anyway, any call rap live. But I want to, in all seriousness, I want to thank you so much. I love Acres Home. I do see it as like, I don't know if it matches. What's the place in black and white now? Andy Griffith. What was that little town called?
Mayberry.
Yes. We're Mayberry. We done came on the Mayberry in Houston. But that, again, you ride on down, what is it, Victory or the you see, I love Mighty Fine too. Mighty Fine, I go there. I still go to Mama Soul Food.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still
your
here.
mama,
They make my yams for me because I didn't do yams. I wouldn't get my yams.
Yeah, well, I own Ray Brown. We went to high school together, playing ball together.
And they sing. We got to talk about
Yeah.
So I found out that they are singers. So everybody was on their show.
Yeah.
Was it Ray Percy?
Yeah, Ray Pussy.
He was in there. He's been in there twice when I was down there.
I've known Ray since I was about 5 years old.
He told me they all sang together, and the mama used to do whatever. They didn't. I was there a very long time, but they industry. But anyway, so I do love Lake Patron, which is why I was excited about doing this. It also was very nostalgic because I used to be here all the time.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I do want to give events here. Why don't you go ahead and tell us how to make do an event here? Who we found that?
You can go to our website, acresholochamber.com. And
Tell us just to see if you knew. Yeah.
and also our email is info@acresholochamber.com.
Okay.
Just drop us an email. Tell us what you'd like to do, when you'd like to do it.
Okay.
And either myself or one of our staff members will call you back. We are working to automate that process. What's the name of it? Pure Space.
Okay.
Pure Space.
Okay.
I just found out about Pure Space. So we're working to put the chamber on Pure Space. You'll be able to go on Pure Space, pull it up, take a look, see the rates, be able to book it, lock it down, pay your deposit, and all automated.
Okay. Well, awesome. I do like that you're moving. You're okay and open to moving into the into the media. I want to thank you again for taking some time out with me today. I'm excited. I want to think about using what's her name? She. Oh, what? I'm so sorry, Miss Lee. But she just told us that what term did she use? Country Boy? Do you remember? She said we are. She used a real homegirl term one day, and when I interviewed her, and she was talking about the city that we have. We are the Atlanta. We are Atlanta. We can bring people back to Houston, though.
Do you know?
Popping. We gotta get Houston popping. That's what she said. We gotta get Houston back popping. That's what she said.
Do you know there are more Black people in Texas than in any state in the United States?
No, I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Black people gotta get popping.
They
talk about Atlanta, but this is where Black people. Everybody thinks all Black people are there. And
you know, music is good too, y'all. Just come on here, yeah. That's what she said. We're going over there.
That's a young man's man. Beyonce.
Yeah. From Houston. She'll be here in a couple weeks. But anyway, in all seriousness, thank you so much for joining me. And I do have a few thank yous. I want to thank Sheba I met her just one day, and she had I was already told about Country Boy that me and her were going to click, and we did. I want to thank her so much for the support she's given me. I told Country Boy, she's like the real deal. Like, people say things, but she's shown me that she is a true, real person. And I want to thank my co-host and my friend Country Boy for being my producer today. He makes things happen. So, you were surrounded by great
Country Boy walked in and said, I'm an old Louisiana country boy. I said, well, I'm an Acres home country.
He told when I interview certain people, he always said, Trina, I think you need to interview this person. I'm just gonna be me and all country boy. I said, but I gotta have some kind of decorum when I'm certain people. I'm just gonna be old country boy. I'm gonna put my boots in my cowboy boots so he can see that I can be.
I'm an Acres home country.
There you go. You want to be a country boy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But guys, thank y'all so much. Make sure you check out the chamber. Say the website one more time.
acreshomechamber.com.
acreshomechamber.com. And make sure y'all check out the website so y'all can know about coming for the luncheon. The gala is gonna be cool. I'm so excited about that. But also, to be honest with you, the biggest thing I'm excited about is having the chamber event in the evening. I can't call it lunch. Evening mixer, network mixer. It's the awesome thing is it's a safe place, and in my opinion, Acres Home just have a friendly people that they make you feel like you're at home. So, matter of fact, when I came for the Juneteenth, I was like knew everybody. It was just everybody knew everybody even if they didn't know everybody. Yeah. So y'all, thank you. Make sure y'all go to youtube.com/chat with Trina. Make sure you click, you like, you share, and share this interview. But make sure that y'all click the subscribe button, and then make sure you click the little bell to make sure that you know when I upload the video.